Hello and welcome to my channel review for November. My name's Negative Root and let's get cracking. Now, first things first, I must apologise if I sound really far away. It's because I am. I'm nowhere near my microphone, or nowhere near as close as I normally am. For those of you following me on Twitter will know why. I'm moving house at the moment, so I have a really tiny desk, and I've had to set up I've actually got an ironing board with the microphone sitting on it. So that's how I'm doing the recording. It's going to sound a little bit weird. Best I got until I move into my new house. So, November. What a month. This is my channel. Now, for those that have been paying attention, you'll know that it was a very good month for us. So let's jump right in. Now, we'll be comparing with October because, well, that's what I've been doing. I've just been comparing it with the previous month. And at a glance, you can see that the month of November, which is blue, comparing to the month of October, which is orange, it's ridiculous. Double in some places, triple in others. It's been insane. Now this video will be largely dedicated to the Zisto effect. Now it's not an exclusive phenomenon surrounding Zisto and his channel. It's just more of what happens when large YouTubers play video games. You see a huge rise, when the community is really small, especially in Factorio, which is where most of my content is. The massive influx that one big YouTuber can bring would lift, or does lift, the community by a measurable amount, and for me it's been 2 to 3 times what I got last month. So let's jump right in and let's run through a few things. We're currently addressing this on your YouTube. You're useless at the best of times. So, this is what the channel earned in the month of November. $90. $90.74. Now this is estimated, it's not confirmed yet, but you can see what happened is that, early in the month it was much the same, and then suddenly we started earning a hell of a lot more money. Now, spread out was, 3 really good days. On day 28, the 28th of November, I earned nearly $10 in the day, which for me is insane because last month I earned $40 in a month. So I did 25% of last month's revenue in one day. So that gives you an idea of how much of a change the monetary side of things was. I've got my popular videos here. You can see that last month Logistics Robots was the most popular at $1.29. That's what it earned for the month, and then this month it earned me $3. So you can see that I over double on that video, and when we get to the views you'll see how much of a difference that it had, and it's quite remarkable. The Oil Network actually earned me the most money this month. So let's move right along to views. This is really interesting. You can see that start of the month we actually had a really good start of the month. This view count here, I was that's a good month right there, because you can see that it's sitting above the orange line, which was October. The highest point in October was 876, which was the best day. And we're having 876 here. This is when I got plugged on Mindcrack. I think that what was happening, these were just average days, and then some hype started. I reckon Zisto teased it. He said, I'm going to bring out a new series. It's going to be different. It's going to involve automation or something to that effect. And I think people went looking. One of the people on Mindcrack actually called it. He said Zisto's going to do Factorio, and then on the actual thread where Zisto did release his first Factorio video, my channel was posted. So you can see the effect that it had. 2,600, and that's 3 days prior we're getting 900. So that's 3 times, nearly 3 times as many views, just because someone posted on a Reddit thread, and then Zisto brought so many people to the community that they went looking for videos. They found me, and that's history now. Now, the thing that really surprised me, and I was shocked when this happened, is because I was like, okay, wonderful, I got plugged, huge spike, wonderful. I'm expecting it to end up back around the 1,000 mark, back down here. when I got to 1600, I'm like, yeah, fair enough, it's going to continue to fall. But then the views actually stabilized, and they stabilized around 2000 a day. You can see that, that was kind of my average through there. If I turn on 7-day totals, you can see that it flattens out. It doesn't actually fall in a hole, which is what I was expecting it to do. So that was really, really surprising. That just means there's people still watching the videos. They haven't run out of content on my channel. They haven't gone elsewhere, which is really, really surprising. I'm kind of waiting for the for the views to drop off a cliff and go back to what they were. But you can see, this is actually really, really interesting. You see that my most popular video each month has been logistics robots. People really seem to like the tutorial that I did on logistics bots, and I, 3 times the views. Same percentage, and just huge growth, 3 times the views again here. We also had the release of my multiplayer with Oni in November, so that has also helped things along nicely. My speed run, that was last month. You can see that the next 3 videos were the start of new series, so people were checking out what I was doing, which is pretty exciting. They found my logistics, they found, for example, a tutorial, and then they decided to jump across and check out a let's play by me, which is awesome. Lots of tutorial videos. The Hydra Dilemma, that was last month. What else we got? Here was an odd one, right? I did the Fix It for Tane, and it went mental. That 617 views in a month is crazy, because it was published on the 7th. You see that, and getting that many views on a Fix It is unheard of. Like, it went nuts. I don't know what it was. I don't know if Tane if he's famous or if there's some relevance there and people were actually looking for that video, but for some reason it went absolutely bonkers on the views, and pretty much tripled anything I've ever got for a Fix It. What else have we got here? And that's pretty much it for the views, but you can see that my view count, over doubled, and my minutes watched over doubled. So this is huge. I can't really explain it. I don't know why it is that this is actually stabilized. I'm very happy, and I'm going to keep working to make sure that I hopefully keep it up, because at the end of last month we were still getting 2,000 views a day, which is insane for a channel of my size. Now, something very quickly I want to cover. The danger when you get lots of viewers is they don't really give a shit. They'll come in, they'll watch for 2 minutes, and then they'll piss off. The really, really surprising thing, and something that really, really makes me happy, is the fact that we've got so many people actually hanging around. Our average view duration went up in the month of November, which I am over the moon about. I think this may have something to do with why the result was so good. It's because people came in, they found my channel, they were new, they watched, and they stayed. This really makes it clearer, okay? So you can see here that over 2 months I've got the tutorial, obviously more minutes watched, but you can see the average view duration is 15 seconds longer, 2% longer, which means that more people are watching for longer, which is really the idea. To compare something else, this is the other thing. Last month I had Factorio live videos. Now that's 3 hours and 10 minutes, and that was 2 hours and 30 minutes. So the average view duration, whilst it was 36 minutes, these videos were just too long. Nobody watched them. You can see that most people, the average was 20% for that one and 24% for that one. So people just didn't watch those videos, and that did kill my percentage a little bit. But this comparison here, I think, is very, very, very good, and gives a really true idea of what was happening in the channel last month. Now, the big thing, the subscribers, because this is was really where the growth was seen. It was across the channel, everything went up, but unless you get subscribers, the chances are they might not come back. They might not return to your channel. If the people are subscribed, they're going to get a notification somewhere in their YouTube that, hey, I posted a video, come back and watch it. So you could see that in that first day I got 16, and then it jumped to 29. Where through the period we averaged over 10 well over 10, probably closer to 15 on each of these days. And when you compare that with, well, let's say, have a look at the 7-day total, you can see that suddenly we're up at around 100 subs per 7 days, whereas before we were only at 30. That's a huge change. And the other thing to notice is at the end of last month, I was only at 20 or 24, so things were a little bit quiet. The start of the month was average, and then it just started to pick up, and then kaboom, it exploded. So yeah, compared with last month, I picked up 316 subscribers. Now the channel at this stage is 690 odd, I think, 692 subscribers. So really cranking along, really happy with that. And yeah, pretty much, well, all of them came in that last half of the month there when things went nuts. So that's what happened. Something that I was pretty happy about was we tripled our subscribers, but we didn't triple our subscribers lost. We only increased by 30% there. So that was, that was all right. I wasn't particularly happy with it, but I think it's part of YouTube that subscribers lost number is always going to be, somewhat significant. So you can see that it was spread out pretty evenly across all of the things. This recommended channel something is actually what I'm keeping an eye on, because I think it's a good gauge of how much traction you're getting in the market, because you get promoted to other people when you've got a good channel. And I think that as this number grows, it's a good gauge of how good my channel is. So last month it was only 3 or 4, this month it was 10. So that's kind of something I'm using as a gauge for, if I'm heading in the right direction. Likes and dislikes, we tripled it, huge amounts of likes, and they stabilized towards the end of the month. The dislikes was something really, really I was happy about. Only an increase of 2, and we tripled it. So instead of having 21 dislikes, I only had 9. So that was really pleasing to see. I'd like to keep the ratio over 100 to 1. Arumba, which my channel is very similar to Arumba's, he said that his like to dislike ratio was 100 to 1, so I think that's probably a good number to aim for. Now we'll hit comments just quickly. We're pretty much finished here, so we almost doubled comments, which is good. It means that people are interacting, which is excellent. And yeah, that was my channel for November. So fun times. You can see that everything was going up, and to be a content creator when that's happening is a good thing. So I'm hoping to sustain it for next month, and I look forward to seeing you all around. Thank you very much for joining me for the video, and I'm off to do a bunch of Factorio fix-its now. I've got a few lined up. I've got half a dozen or so that I need to get through, and that's my plan for tonight. So until next time, thank you.